How's it going? And this is so cool. We're getting Remastered Rome. It's not by CA, it's by Feral Interactive, I think is what they're called. Oh yeah! The 29th of April. 15 British Standard, I'm guessing. That's what that is. I don't know my time zones very well. But anyways, super cool. Oh, I'm so excited. So yeah, if you already own the game on Steam, it's 50% off. If you own just the CD version, you still have to pay it in full because it's only supported through Steam. Yeah, basically. They made some changes. I've watched some streams of the more important people because I'm not important, so I didn't get to play the 25 turn 4-hour deal. Sad day. Sad. Not important. But anyways, I watched other important people actually play it a little bit, not the whole streams. Couple complaints, but overall in general, so cool, awesome. The things that they've added, super cool. I love it. I mean, there's one thing that was like, I don't know, because now you can see how the range of your unit is. I didn't see anyone look into stats of the units, so I don't know if they added more stats, like what their morale is, or like in Rome 2, how it shows increases from their base and what their number is now, whether the experience, if it's going to show if there's any increases like that. I didn't see it. That would be definitely one of the first things I would have looked at if I got to play it, but I'm not important. That's okay. Yeah, so you get to see how far the range is for when they're throwing Pila or their javelins or shooting their arrows. I was a little confused by it because everything showed frontal range for it, and I think that's not a true representation of the original Rome, because apparently all they did was they took everything from the original, revamped it, added in a couple features, and then called it a day. But the range value for the units that can throw stuff doesn't seem to match up what happens in the original. It was more like a big circle range for them, and they would even turn around and start throwing stuff at people rather than just being focused forward. So I don't know how that'll work. That would have been a thing I would have messed with. I would have questioned and tried. So they changed up a lot of visual stuff. They've added some features, quality of life features. It's really nice. And I know there's what I expect, or not what I expect. What I want from a remaster is technically not even a remaster, because it would be more of you're making a new game out of an old game. Because it's I want bits and pieces from all the other games that they've made before that had really awesome features and sprinkle it in with the original, like Rome, to make it a far better game. But that takes a lot of work and reprogramming, and maybe the engine can't handle certain things. I don't know. I'm not a programmer, so that's for when it comes out. I'll talk about everything that I wanted from a remastered. But knowing what a remaster really is, it's just a reskinning and fixing some bugs and maybe giving a couple simple little additions to it that doesn't take hardly any effort to put in. So yeah, visually it looks okay to me. I don't know, for some reason the original, I don't know why, but Rome 1 and Medieval 2, the way things looked on the campaign map just seems better. Like visually, I can't really show you guys what it visually looks like. Maybe I'll click on Steam. I'll get back to that later. Where am I at? Okay, so they added factions. That is kind of true and false. So they didn't add factions, they made factions playable from the get-go. Not all of them, but most of them. They added a merchant. I mean, it wasn't necessary, but cool. I mean, you know what? This was actually, now that I think about it, this is a super good idea because there are some factions that just can't do anything with their money, with what they have, with the territories that they have. Like, the Dacians are hard to play as because of, one, the population, with all the settlements that you can conquer that are rebel, as well as they're not very wealthy regions. So having a merchant definitely would help out that faction when you play as them. So like the Armenians would be kind of one, the Pontus would be one, where it's like that unit can actually change the whole aspect of how you can play those factions, because now that's additional income that you can make that to help sustain and build the region or your army. So this was really cool. This is very helpful for some of those poors. Helpful for the poors. Improved diplomacy. I heard that they got rid of the whole accept or we will attack, with the demand of please don't attack us. So, I mean, there's more to it, but that's the main thing that people like to talk about on that one, from what I've seen on the streams. I watched a couple of them. The UI looks totally different. It's going to be weird to get used to because it's weird placements. Just the look of it's kind of weird. It's like they kind of tried to throw everything in front so that we didn't have to open up multiple screens to do anything. I personally don't like it, but it's probably something you just have to get used to. It's not a big deal. It's whatever. Helps it? Nah, no one cares. So you get to play as all the factions besides 2. You can't play as SPQR and you can't play as the rebels. Bummer. Wait, where's the whole... Where is it? Dude, where is it? Is it past it? Excuse me? Where the hell? I saw it so many times, and now that I need to, like, actually... I was looking at it the whole time. Steam Workshop mod support. Yes! Awesome. I am tired of dealing with random mods that just don't work for like half the people, or most, or some. I hate that. Like the last mod I was trying to get was Illyrian Reborn, where they actually have the Illyrians faction in there. So that doesn't work for me at all. I've tried so many ways. I can't get in contact with the modder. I can't get in contact with anyone who's done it before that can tell me what they did. I haven't been able to get that happen, so I'm stuck with not being able to do that mod. But if it is true that they just took the original game and they shoved everything into this remaster, that means you can mod the Illyrians into the game. Like, you could probably maybe make it to where you don't have 20 factions. You can have, I think it's, because you'd keep Parthians. Wouldn't you have to delete a faction? No, I guess not. It would just be, so maybe you can get the Parthians to stay, but if not, then take them out, whatever, blah blah. But maybe they can, it'll be easy to get the Illyrians to be a playable faction from Segestica, Salona, and Apollania. So that would be really cool. That changes the whole dynamic of the game, and it'd be a simple Steam Workshop mod. Awesome. All you have to do is find the files for those. Done. Alright, so I like this. I like this a lot. This will make the game so much better. Just being a quick little click, I want this mod, and it works. Rather than having to like rewrite something, delete something, remove something, make sure that it's placed in this specific spot in this specific folder. I'm tired of that. It sucks. I hate doing it. Because it either works or it doesn't work. So this is awesome. Plug and play. I love it. So anyways, we're going down the way. Barbarian invasion. Okay, this seems normal. Oh, what is this? Factions that aren't from the very beginning. Oh, you get to play as them. Now they could go about this two ways, and I know it's going to be the easiest way, which is they just, from the beginning start date, they just plop them where they would normally spawn at. So, as a horde. And then you play as them as a horde, just like you do with the Huns and the Vandals. That's the simplest way to go about it. I'm sure that's how they threw them in there. But what would be a super cool feature is if the start date was when they actually came in historically, and the map, the regions are changed around with who had control of what areas at that certain time period. And you'd have to go a step further and like, well, maybe you want to play as those, like these other factions when they show up for the first time. That'd be really cool. Really complicated probably to do that. Maybe. Because you got to think about, oh, what units should they have at this time period? The family tree, how's it supposed to look? Got to look up historical figures and blah blah blah, and kind of toss them in there. Yeah, you know, probably a lot of things that has to be done. So it'd just be simple to just, oh, was it 376 AD? Plop them where they would normally show up by the triggers and call it a day. But you don't get to play as the rebel Romans. Bummer, you don't get to be green, you don't get to be blue. You can't be Scipii and Brutii again. Bummer. Oh well. It would be really cool if they added more unique units between factions, because basically Lombardy and Burgundii and fucking Alemanni, they're just the same they're the same faction, just reskinned. That's all it is. Everything they have is the same. And that sucks. There needs to be something that differentiates them with like a couple special units, just only pertain to them. So yeah, I hope that's done, but I doubt it. Uh, yeah, this is so cool. So cool. Alright, we're gonna get this open. Oh, this trailer is awesome too. Well, let's watch it. It'll be fun. It's only a minute and a half. Holy crap! That was loud.
This way, Consul.
Know where I'm going, Matt. Who do you think had this place built? Where did you find him?
He found us.
What? In the middle of a siege?
He did say he was resourceful. What's so important about him, Your Grace?
He forged the Empire.
16 years ago.
Aye, look at it. A lifetime. Since then, he has conquered distant realms. Perfected the art of war for his return.
But the legions desert in droves. Our allies abandon us. What difference can one man make?
Welcome back, son of Rome.
Not all of us get a second chance.
"16 years later, this is what we all look like. Every single one of us. Yeah! That is me." Just kidding. Oh, this is so cool. I can't wait. I gotta wait a whole month for it, but so good. If this becomes super successful, like it gets a lot of downloads and plays and has continual groups of people playing it that are constantly like launching it and opening it up and just going through it, they may actually do this for Medieval 2. So for those of you who aren't fans of Rome and they're like, "Oh, Medieval 2 is the best Total War game," well, guess what? You're gonna have to suck it up and play this if you want yours, because you gotta give them all the support and recognition in this in order for them to do it for your game. Alright? Deal with it. And no, Rome's the better one. But it is like a... In all honesty, Rome is the better of all the Total Wars. Medieval 2 is just nipping at the heels. They're like right there. Like, when it comes to a race, they're like a tenth of a second behind of just passing them. You know, they're just that close to being better, but just doesn't quite make it. That's my opinion. That they're just like right there. Medieval 2 is just about there. So close. Really, what could have done it and saved Medieval 2 of ultimately being the absolute best game is the experience. If they copied and pasted the blacksmith and the experience of Rome, oh yeah, hands down, Medieval 2 would definitely be the better game. But they screwed that one up, so it's nipping at the heels. I mean, come on, you gotta be honest. Rome has the better unit upgrades than Medieval 2. Hands down. No competition. Oh, this is good. Well, I've been at this long enough to just being a giddy little schoolgirl. This so excited. Ah, yes. This game needed this so much. Catch y'all next time. See ya.